Hey Fellowship, I hope your week has gone well and you are ready for a good weekend. As we've talked about a couple different times, Sunday, Mother's Day, May 10th, we are doing a live in-person, face-to-face service. Now, we're doing all the online stuff. In fact, we're recording the sermon Friday afternoon and getting that all together. It'll be just as if we have been doing for the last 8-9 weeks, whatever it's been. But Sunday, for those that can come, we have an in-person service at 10:45. I'm sure you've got a lot of questions, a lot of details to find out. They're all over at the church website, fellowshipbible.net. Go there, look at the online page, and you'll have all the information you need. Just before I let you go, wanted to mention something. You know, one of the things that I thought about a lot when we started all of this stuff with the having to shut down and discontinue face-to-face ministry, I thought about the need and really the potential for just people to scatter, to become detached from the local church. And you know, I thought about that in some ways one of the main missions that I had during this time was going to be to keep the flock together. Now, when you hear a preacher talking about that, it sounds so self-serving. Oh, you don't want to lose any of your people. Oh, you're afraid people will drift here or drift there. Now, you know what? To be honest, it's not self-serving. If there's one thing I've learned in 35 years of being a pastor, actually the biggest potential for danger is when someone separates from the flock. It's so easy for us, you know, where we get tired, we get worn out, and so we move out to the periphery, and then we move even a little further out. And you know what I've seen? When we detach ourselves from the local body of Christ, that's when we become vulnerable. That's when we become susceptible to temptation. That's when maybe we start listening to wisdom that just really isn't even wisdom. I mean, it's dangerous. I've seen so many lives ruined where people have just kind of drifted away and then they become easy pickings for Satan to just totally mess up their life. You don't want that. If you've been around for a while, you've heard me say something. Run to the center of the church. Well, what in the world does that mean? It obviously doesn't mean come and run into the center of this building. No, not that at all. It means run into the center of this community of faith. Make this your accountability group. Make this the place where you find support. Make this the place where you look for wisdom and guidance and input regarding those important decisions you've got to make. Make this the place that your kids can find friends, your spouse can find friends. The church, I honestly believe, is one of the most undervalued and underutilized assets that God has for marriages, for families, for just being a person of integrity. There are just so many benefits to being in the center of a community of faith, a church. Now, this is a strategic time because, you know, okay, we're starting to open up and we're having a service and other organizations are going to start doing things. And you know what? Pretty soon, we're all going to get to make a decision. Am I going to be involved in that? Am I going to be involved in this other thing? Am I going to get my kids registered for this thing and that thing and this other thing? And quite frankly, we could get ourselves right back to where we were, where we are stretched and overcommitted and really underutilizing some of the most valuable assets that God has given us, the church. This is a time to really be wise. And as you are making decisions about what you're going to get yourself back involved in, I want to really encourage you to make one thing a priority, and that is the church, your local body of Christ. It's the place where God, I think, has created for you to grow and flourish in your walk with Christ, in your relationship with your spouse, your children, and the other things in your life. Hey, I trust that you are going to have a great weekend. If you're able to be with us on Sunday morning, 10:45, we'd love to have you here. We'd even love to have you here at 9:30 for the community group, or join online for the community group. Details are at the website. We love you. We miss you. We can't wait till all of us can corporately worship together again. Have a great week.